Hello and welcome back. You are listening to All Walks of Life. My name is Maddie. Whether you are new here or you have listened before, welcome back. I'm glad you're here. This podcast is all about being vulnerable, inclusivity, and just really experiencing the world through others' view. And, we're all walking this journey that we call life together. So, this podcast is really just trying to bring everybody together and remind everyone that we're not as alone as we think we are. My goal is at the end of the day is to make the world a less lonely place. So, welcome. This is episode 6, and today we're talking about community. And I'm very excited. It's been a good little 2 weeks, busy little 2 weeks, but a much better 2 weeks. The last 2 episodes that I talked on were about burnout and also understanding my constant need to be busy. And I was actually really nervous to post that episode because I was very vulnerable in that episode. Shed a tear or two. And I was a little nervous to put it out there because I definitely uncovered a lot about myself that I did not expect. But the feedback that I got from it was incredible. I hope that anybody who has a moment to take a listen and even just played in the background, honestly, I really dove into the way that my nervous system has just been stuck in go mode for so long due to a lot of trauma and a lot of subconscious drivers that have really just fueled my way of being busy and being busy for the wrong reasons and kind of helped me reset and refocus my thoughts into why I'm doing what I'm doing and who I'm doing it for, which should be for myself. So that was a really good episode. Last weekend, I actually went home and it was amazing. It was exactly what it needed to be. There were a couple of friends that I unfortunately did not get to see, and that did make me sad, but I'll be home next month, so I'm hoping that I get to see them. There is just a different sense of safety and connection that you get when you are around people that you've known for a long time, and it was good to be around that. It honestly was. I think it had been a long time where I had that sense of just like warmth, I guess. Like I'm very happy here. I have a lot of friends here. I also am doing a lot of my own thing here. Being back just allowed me to breathe. I feel like just kind of actually take a step back there for a second. And I was able to exist. I was able to actually lay down in bed and just be there and do nothing. And it felt amazing. I was able to wake up the morning and not feel like I had to get up and run around. I just woke up and just hung out. And that was nice. It was very needed. So I'm very grateful. That being said, this episode is actually about community. And I've learned a lot from the communities that I have experienced throughout my lifetime so far, and just the different communities that I've been a part of, the different people that I've had the opportunity to meet and grow with, and also the people that I've had to unfortunately leave behind. I have a lot of love for everybody that has walked into my life, and I will forever appreciate every single person that I've been able to learn and grow from and with. Now, there's people that are going to continue to learn and grow with you, and there's people that are going to stay where they are, and you're going to move where you need to move. And that's okay. It is very hard at times. It is a very hard pill to swallow when you realize that you have outgrown people or outgrown a community and just outgrown everything around you. That is very hard. It is also very hard being in a community where you don't feel like you belong and kind of feeling like you're stuck and that's the only thing that you have for you. And I feel like I want to dive into that in this episode because I think we're all at different places at different times and it's never linear. We are always going to have that changing as we are ever changing individuals. And so are all of the people around us. So let's get into it. So I want to start with why I want to talk about this. And honestly, this started back when I was in Brazil. And actually, the first ever episode that I recorded was a recap on Brazil and the 2-week trip that I took with my mom, my sister, and then my sister and I's Spanish teacher his fiance, and then their neighbors. So there was a big group of us. I think it was 9 of us in total because then their neighbors also had a daughter with them. And so like it was a big group of us, and I remember journaling saying that that trip was going to change my life, and it truly truly did in so many incredible ways, and it just really helped me appreciate life in ways that I couldn't appreciate without stepping into a whole new culture and a whole new viewpoint, like everything that I was surrounded with was nothing that I'd known before. Everything was different. The language was different. The roads were different. The food was different. Like any and everything is obviously different. I mean, you're in a whole different country, absolutely immersed in the culture. We were in a city called Recife. It is spelled like Recife, but it's called Recife. I'm pretty sure, I really hope I'm saying that right. But it's 3-hour flight north of Rio. And we actually went for Carnival, which in Brazil they pronounce it Carnaval. And when I tell you, like, it was just so unique. It was such an amazing experience. And I can't wait to go back to Brazil. And even like my mom and my sister, and we all say, like, we just can't wait to go back. And there was a lot of fear going at first. I mean, I think a lot of people talk about Brazil and think that Brazil is very dangerous. So going there was already that added fear. But when we got there, it was like, no, wait, we got this. Like, we can do this. And we had a great time. The locals were incredible. I mean, luckily, my sister and I speak Spanish. She's a little bit more advanced than I am. So shout out to her. But we were able to speak with the locals. The woman, the receptionist at the first Airbnb or hotel that we were at, was amazing. And she was actually learning Spanish. So we were able to speak with her, get to really know like where to go and where not to go, and how to celebrate Carnival, and just how to actually approach Brazil in a safe and fun way. Also, luckily, what the neighbors that we were with, they were Brazilian. So they knew the lay of the land. They knew where to take us. They knew the best parts. They knew how to celebrate. Like, we really, truly, I am so blessed to say that we got the best experience possible in Brazil, in my opinion, because we got to experience through the lens of an actual Brazilian and somebody who is native to that area. So we started in the cultural town and hung out there for a little bit, for a couple days. And then we ended up driving 2 hours away to Tamandare, which is actually one of Brazil's like best beaches. And we stayed at this incredible beach house. Oh my gosh. That's on my bucket list actually now, to live in a house like that because it was so peaceful, so amazing. 5-minute walk to the beach. I mean, it was just everything you could ask for and more. The hammocks, like, sorry, hammock, however you guys want to call it. We were able to spend that week at the beach, and I just really took every moment I could to just appreciate everything. And it was so awesome during that week because every day, breakfast and lunch, it was more like a later lunch slash dinner. We would all cook together. We would set the table together, whether you were cooking or you were cleaning or setting something up, you were making a juice for the day. Like, everybody played a really vital role in this. And it was so special. It was so unique because we would sit down at the table. People weren't on their phones. The only time anybody really was me because I was taking videos and pictures to kind of try to capture the moment. And we would just sit and talk. And at the time, my mom didn't know any Spanish. And the neighbor that we came with, she knows Portuguese and Spanish, but it's very like mixed together. And then her husband speaks both in English, but she doesn't speak English. So, in order for her to communicate with my mom, somebody had to translate in between, whether it was translated to Spanish and then the English, or just straight from her to English. Like, however it was, we made it work. And there were times where my sister and I, as we're in the middle of trying to learn Spanish, like speaking a whole third language is very interesting, but it's very cool because Portuguese is a sister language to Spanish. So there were a lot of times where we could understand things. It was just getting clarification. And there's 9 of us at a table, yet we're all able to share parts of ourselves. And we're able to be comfortable with one another, and we're able to create that sense of community with one another. This was also around the time, this was actually during the week of the Super Bowl. And as we know, Bad Bunny got on there and absolutely killed it because he is that man. Like, he knows exactly who he is, and he did that. And I just remember being so incredibly frustrated with all of the backlash because people wanted to say, oh, like, you couldn't even understand him, and like all these really pathetic, extremely pathetic comments about the fact that this man is going on there and putting on a show of a lifetime, and people are mad because they're too ignorant to try to learn a second language. But nobody wants to talk about that part of it. It was just crazy to me that I was able to sit around a table where at times I could not understand the individual in front of me, but still took the time to figure it out and to appreciate what she had to say and what she had to share. And even just being in the towns that we were by, everybody was so welcoming and so sweet to us and just wanted to talk to us. They thought we were Argentinian. Hey. And also, while we were there, I realized how much we take for granted. And there were people with such little amount of things that went into their life, but they were the most full of gratitude individuals I've ever met. And I remember journaling, have less, appreciate more. Because how many times do I walk in my apartment and I am surrounded by things that I haven't touched in months, if not a year? It is very easy to forget the people in front of you and who they are and what they bring to the table. It is very easy to forget who you are and what you bring to the table as well. And being able to step into a place where you get to see everybody appreciate one another and everybody playing a role, like I said, somebody made the juice, somebody set the table, somebody cleaned the dishes, somebody made the food. Everybody brought something different and it was all appreciated for. It didn't matter that we didn't all know the same language. We could all sit down and remember the fact that we're all human. And I have a note sheet, and I am really excited to share this with you guys because I read it earlier and I was like, damn, okay, poetic. Like Loki, I was kind of speaking. Let me get Ham off my lap and let me go grab my iPad, and I'm gonna share you guys what I put into this note. I wrote this when I got back because it was such a weird feeling getting back from Brazil. It was a very like numb feeling. I really don't know how to put into words the way I felt when I got back because it was kind of a hard transition going from I'm somebody who's lived alone for a very long time, and moving to Nashville. I was very, very alone, especially at first. It takes a bit to make friends, it takes a bit to feel like you're at home. And I've talked in past episodes, which my Green Bay to Nashville one is a very good one, to talk about my move and just the way that I had to adjust. But it is very weird going from getting used to then being alone, because I used to never be able to be alone. And then finally, I realized that I needed to be alone because I was running from a lot. And with running from a lot meant running from myself. And so finally, once I learned how to be alone, I learned how to love being alone. And when I moved down here, I really loved being alone. And then going to Brazil, I was with people every day for 2 weeks straight. And then I landed and I'm alone again. But it was a different kind of alone this time. So when I tell you I drove home from Atlanta to Nashville 4 hours in silence, I didn't listen to a single thing the entire time. 4 hours in silence. That's how much that trip hit me. It's labeled Remembering What It's Like to Be Human. Everybody wants to know, what was your favorite part of the trip? Where do I start? The culture, the color, the light, the weather, the atmosphere, the animals. I could go on for days. The moments that stuck out to me the most were the moments where we all sat down at the table for breakfast, lunch, and sometimes a really late dinner. We didn't go out to eat as a group. Instead, we cooked as one. Everyone played a vital role in the making of our meals, and that made them 10 times better than a restaurant ever could. We talked, we shared culture, we shared learnings, we shared passions, thoughts, wants, and desires. We talked about family dynamics. The most incredible part of it all is that we spoke 3 languages within this table. My mom doesn't know Spanish or Portuguese. Ellie didn't know English. Yet we took the time to make everyone feel heard and understood. We came together as one. We come back, and all I feel is loneliness. The silence is so loud I can't even bear myself to turn on music. I look around, everything's grayer, duller, and the people aren't as friendly. Everyone's in a hurry. We don't look at one another unless we hear a loud noise. We don't acknowledge the way we're all humans existing in the same place. Most of the time, there was no phone in sight, unless it was mine for the occasional photo/video, but even then, no photo could ever capture the purity of these moments. Being in Brazil made me realize how we're all searching for more, searching for something better, and forgetting to look at what's right in front of us. Working on growing that instead of bringing another piece into the puzzle and expecting that to be the missing part you were searching for the whole time. Now, I'm really glad I wrote that because I really did realize the way that we all forget that we are human and that we're supposed to appreciate this. We have one conscious life. That's it. We have one conscious life that we're aware of. Why are we wasting it? Let's please not waste it. Are you kidding me? There's 7 billion people on this planet. There is no reason that we can't connect more and learn more and experience more. We have that much of a population, but we are extremely lonely. How is that and why is that a thing? It honestly makes me sad. A lot of people all the time, they're like, "You're always so happy." And I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" I used to be such a mean person. Like, actually, in high school, I was not a nice individual to my family. I was not a nice person. When I played soccer, my anger came out. I had some issues. I was not happy. All right. And then as life progressed, my appreciation progressed. And I remember to actually start appreciating this life because it's going to pass by either way. So do we want it to pass by and we appreciate it, or do we want it to pass by and we hate every second of it? Now, obviously there's a lot that goes into that. We all have different things. We all have different strengths, weaknesses. We all have different ways that life is trying to break us down at times. And I think this is my favorite quote in the world, and I think this is very fitting for the conversation at hand. My therapist once, when I was telling her about some stuff that had happened, she said, once I heard that before each lifetime, whoever it is that you believe in, God, the universe, whoever it is, all of it, whatever you decide that you believe in, we meet up with them before each lifetime. And we decide and we pick who's going to come into our life, the good and the bad, because we know that we can overcome. We know that we can survive, and we know that we can learn from these people. And she said that changed her view of being a sexual assault victim to a sexual assault survivor. And I think that's such an amazing way to remember things at times, because there are times where I've had to cut people out of my community that I didn't want to have to, but it just got to the point where it was, you have to protect your peace at the end of the day. And cutting them out of my community was very hard, but remembering that this is for a reason and that these people needed to go because these people were no longer adding to my life, they were taking from my life, and I had to take control of my life and put those boundaries up where they were needed. With that being said, like, truly, truly remembering what it is like to be human is such an impactful statement, at least for me. I don't know about you guys, but when I really sit and think about the bigger picture in the world and like all of the things going on, and I've talked about this before, but I love to zoom out. and zooming out and realizing that there's an entire globe of people and of culture and of nature and of life around us that we don't get to experience because we close ourselves off to it. It makes me sad. We miss out on so much. And being able to really tap into your community is just something that can benefit your life in so many ways. And finding a community that actually works for you. So, I feel like that's the next part that I really want to get into is finding a community that works for you. I had said at the beginning, it's not always going to be the same community. Like your community is going to ebb and flow as you live through life. And I think it should. Honestly, it really should because we are always changing. We are always adapting. We are always experiencing and learning. And if we didn't do that, we wouldn't be humans. Like we would not be people. And outgrowing people is not a bad thing. It is honestly really healthy. It really is. Like if I still had the same mindset that I did when I was 6 and I'm 23, we would have some issues. Okay. So if I think about it like that, how come it's so bad that if I outgrow somebody that once fit my life and what I was passionate about and my morals and values were at one point, but I understand a lot more now and have different respects, values, morals, all of the above. If the people now that I'm around are not aligning with that, they should not be driving my attitudes and be around me in a way that is taking my energy. They should not have control of that anymore. Boundaries is one of the hardest things to put up in life because setting a boundary for yourself is not only for yourself. Now, somebody else on the other receiving end has to accommodate those boundaries, and people don't like change like that. Also, you weren't put on this earth to make sure that everybody around you was happy. Now, don't be a dick. Don't be a shitty human, please. Please be a good human and remember that you're living this life to make yourself happy. We all have different things that we want to do in this world, and it's so fun. Like at work the other day, we were all standing there, and I was like, guys, isn't it kind of cool that we all just have different desires, different things that we love to do, different joys, and different ways to be happy? It's so fun that we all, I go to the gym and I weight lift, but one of the girls, she's a runner. One of the girls, she's like, I will not step foot in a gym. And that's okay. Like we all have different things that make ourselves happy in life. And it's so important to tap into that. And it's so important to tap into it and also trust yourself and remember that you can find a community that supports those things. Now, whether you want to find a community that are doing those things with you or just find a community that is supporting you and says, you know what, you have your thing, I have my thing. I'm going to support you and I hope you have fun. Or if you're like, I want to find people to do this with, we can do that. Why can't we? There's that fear that so many of us are held back by of meeting new people and having new conversations and being embarrassed. And genuinely, when we sit there and think about it, who cares? No, because like genuinely, who cares? Like seriously, on like a molecular level, who cares? Why? So what if you make a fool of yourself and laugh it off and keep going? Have conversations with people. We all have different stories, we all have different experiences, and we're all probably nervous about it too. Talk to people. Open up. And I get it. Social anxiety is a thing. Trust me, understandable. This is doable for some people and very undoable for others. But also, why are we letting fear completely run our lives? Are we more content with being held back by fear than we are if we were to actually try something and maybe fail at it and be like, okay, at least I tried it? Or do you want to sit there and be like, yeah, no, this fear is just, the fear is cool. I just let the fear take over and let it live and maybe someday, but probably not. Like take control of your life. Take control of what you're doing. Take control of the people that are around you and the energy that you're giving out and who's giving it back to you and how you're letting that energy affect you. Protect your peace. Removing people from your community is very hard, especially when that community has been something that you've been with for a very long time. It is very uncomfortable to outgrow your community and outgrow the people around you. I outgrew Green Bay. 100 million percent I outgrew Green Bay. Now, do I always have love for the people that are there and the people that I've been able to meet and experience and grow up with and be around with for years and years? Absolutely. I just said I went home and I got to see these people and it felt amazing. I also get to see people there and remember that this was a period of my life where this served me and this is no longer what's serving me anymore. Since moving, I've been able to find community that has supported me in ways that I didn't even realize I needed. I have a podcast. I have a dog. I'm moving to a new apartment tomorrow. I've lived in Nashville for over a year. That's crazy. Literally, my mom and I were on the phone today and she was like, wait, you moved tomorrow? And I was like, yeah, isn't that crazy? We literally just moved yesterday. Like, what do you mean? She's like, it's wild to see that you're already moving. But it's amazing. Even my neighbor, the one that got me the job, go listen to my moving from Green Bay to Nashville. My neighbor helped me get the job of where I'm at now. And he even was like, holy crap, you're moving. Like, you've already been here a year. He's like, look at what Nashville's done for you. Genuinely, put yourself in places that are going to support you, that are going to help you grow, that are actually here to make you a better individual and not suck everything from you. I was at work the other night and I asked the DJ and one of my friends, I said, hey, I'm about to make my episode on community. And him and his wife are just amazing people. And they've been people that I've been able to be grateful enough to say that they're part of my community. And I had asked him, I was like, what would you tell people listening the most important part about community? Because seeing you and your community and just the people that you and your wife surround yourself with, like it's very admirable. I absolutely love the people that they surround themselves with because they're all people that are there to support one another in the best way possible and just cheer each other on. And I think that's just so important because why would we not want to see everybody else succeed? Like, we should all be succeeding together. This isn't a competition. This is a let's do this together. It's exciting. It's supposed to be fun. I feel like every episode I'm like, it's supposed to be fun because it is. Stop taking life so damn seriously. Yes, life sucks sometimes. Life will hit you with a bag of bricks. Take those bricks and build a freaking bridge. All right? Let's keep her pushing. Anyway, sorry, no, life really has definitely hit me in the head with a bunch of bricks before, and it's been very hard for me to bounce back. But look at me. Look at we're bouncing. We're jumping. We're running. We're moving. We're doing it. Okay? Find people that are going to help you do it. Find people that are going to continuously cheer you on. Because if you get home from hanging out with the people that you spend the most time with and you're exhausted, that's not your people. If you're sitting there and everybody's, oh, you're not doing enough. Oh, you're doing this. Oh, well, I'm doing this. And just tearing you down, those aren't your people. Your people should be building you up. There are people that are in my life that I keep at arm's length because they don't know how to have conversations that are productive about growing. Do I love their personality and they're a fun person to hang out with once in a very, very, very blue moon? Absolutely. But are they people I'm going to text every day and be like, this is what's going on in life? Absolutely not. It's okay to step away from people that you're really close to at times. It's okay to create that distance. It really, I promise you it is. And I promise you it's actually really necessary. Sometimes the temperature of your season is not the same temperature of somebody else's season. And that's okay. I've honestly stepped away from a couple of really good friends at times and created the distance I've needed. And then we've been able to come back and actually like grow and foster a better friendship. And I'm grateful that I've stepped back in the times that I have because I've been able to then reflect on myself and what I need in a friendship and reflect on myself and what I need to keep pushing myself so that I don't become the person I'm looking at that I don't want to become. Okay. It is okay to create boundaries. It is okay to step away. And I feel like this one's going to be a little bit of a conflict for some people because some people have families that are very loving and very supportive. And I absolutely love that for the people that have that. I don't fully have that in the way that other people do. And I'm perfectly fine with that. I have created a lot of boundaries and a lot of space with a lot of family members of mine, and it's the best thing I could have ever done for myself. And also the hardest thing that I've ever done for myself because it is very hard to remove yourself from people that are supposed to keep you safe and remove yourself from people that are the last people in the world that actually should be doing these things to you, but are the ones to do it the quickest. And being able to protect your peace in those moments is extremely vital to your health. Now, like I said, sometimes the temperature of your season is not the same temperature as others. So don't be afraid to take a step back and to tap into yourself and really just find out what works for you and what you need in that season. And whether you want to have a conversation about it or whether you just genuinely want to step back slowly, do whatever you need to do, like it is up to you at the end of the day. It's your life, take control of it, but stop letting people control it. Stop letting people control your energy. Stop letting people take your energy. Your energy is precious. Please keep it. We should be surrounding ourselves by people who want us to succeed. And I absolutely love there's some friends, even like some of my Green Bay friends, the conversations we have are growth fostering conversations. Like one of my girls, hey Alexis, I'm shouting you out because I love you. One of my girls, Alexis, every time we have a conversation, I feel good. Energetically, spiritually, like physically, I feel better. And I feel motivated and inspired to just genuinely be a good human and to make sure that I'm taking care of myself because her and I had very similar paths in high school. And then we both have just really been able to turn things around after. And it is so amazing seeing somebody who cares so much about really turning things around for herself. And I'm just so proud of her. I can't wait to have her on my podcast. But those are the people that you should be surrounding yourself with, people that want to do better for themselves and for others. Damn, I really do be spiraling, like I be bouncing all over because with that being said, when I had the conversation then with my friend at work, the DJ, when him and I had a conversation about community, I was like, what's the most important thing to you? And he was like, what you put into a community is what you're going to get out of it. And the way he said this, I literally told him, I was like, let me know when you're coming on the podcast because bars, this man was going off. He's like, why do you have kids? You have kids to make the world a better place, and you feed into that child to then have that child be able to feed into the world. You don't just have a baby and be like, hey, figure it out. You have a child so that you can build that relationship and you can teach them and guide them and hope that they take those learnings and experiences and make the world a better place. Okay. So you're putting something into that child as in, you're putting something into your community, and then that community is going to put something out to the world, out to you, out to wherever it is. You cannot expect to take from the community and never give back and expect for life to be treating you with sunshine, roses, and rainbows. Okay. You have to find balance and you have to learn how to provide for a community, but also don't over provide. That's where protecting your peace comes. Don't let people take from you. This should be a balance. And it doesn't have to be materialistic. I'm not giving my friend money so they give me money. No, like I'm talking energy, life, growth, personality, experiences. Like I'm giving this rawness, this sense of authenticity to others, this sense of safety and this sense of love. That's really what I want to be able to give to others. And I truly think that I do show up in that way. And I've had people tell me, Maddie, you make others feel so loved. That is such an amazing compliment. And when I was told that, I literally almost cried. But that's what life should be like. That's what we should be doing. We should be helping others feel better and creating that dynamic where, yes, I have off days. Yes, you have off days. On those days, we're going to adjust and then we're going to keep it pushing and we're going to help each other continue to just be good humans. And finding a community that supports that is so incredibly important. Now, it's not easy for everybody to find community. You know, I'm a waitress, so I'm very grateful that I have the opportunity to find community. And the way I do it, honestly, like when I tell you my favorite thing to do is make friends, which sounds crazy. There's people that are like, absolutely not. I hate talking to people. Yeah, I'm sure you do. Guess what? When you have that mindset, you're going to continue to hate it. When I go into a run and think, wow, I hate this. This sucks. Guess what? The run's going to freaking suck and I'm going to hate it. Now, if I walk out there and start to run and say, I'm strong, I love doing this, I am getting better, and I put a positive mindset into it, guess what? I have positive results. I actually start to enjoy the running. I actually start to appreciate the way that I'm moving my body and that I can actually move it. Now, if I go out to a table with the mindset of, I literally don't want to do this, I hate people, I don't want to serve. Hi, what do you want? Guess what? They're going to be like, excuse me, get me a water, I guess. Now, we're not going to have a good dynamic. It's not going to be cute. It's not going to be fun. Okay. But when I walk up to a table and I say, hey guys, how we doing? My name's Maddie. I'll be helping you guys out tonight. Guess what? The energy shift and the appreciation that I get from people is amazing. Okay? What you give into things is what you're going to get out of things. Change your damn mindset. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell at you. Okay. If you truly want to change something, you are the only person that is going to change it. If you want to change your dynamic, put the boundaries up that you need. If you want to take a step back, take the step back. If you have to hurt somebody's feelings that has been sucking you dry, and you got to hurt their feelings by telling them like, this relationship, this friendship, this is not working for me, guess what? You got to do it. You got to do it. Like, you would rather sit there unhappy and say nothing than say something, deal with a little bit of the turmoil, and then be able to move forward. Let's start trusting ourselves, please. Please start trusting yourselves and please start tapping in and ask for help when you need it and speak up about things when you need to, because there's no reason that we should be getting walked all over. Like, genuinely, and I say this to myself all this time, we have one conscious life, so please stop wasting it. We should be able to have fun. We should be able to appreciate this life. Like I said, yes, life is going to try to kick your ass, okay? Maneuver it and kick it back. Let's do it, all right? Ways I think that, at least for me, that I've been able to realize. So, one thing I literally will do with tables, and I've even been the receiving, like I've been a customer at a table doing this as well. Honestly, anywhere I go, if I have a conversation with somebody, I straight up will be like, do you want to be friends? Like, I don't care if I sound like I'm in third grade. Guess what? We all have a child at heart. Let that child grow. Let that child light up the room, okay? I have made literally one of my great friends now. Her birthday was just yesterday. Guess what? I met her on Halloween. I was serving her, and both of us, I was like, wait, no, like, you're adorable. And she's like, no, you're adorable. I'm like, I like your energy. And guess what? We've been friends ever since, because I was like, wait, can we be friends? Boom. Instagrams, DM'd, we talked. The amount of times that this has happened, like, genuinely, a different girl, these two girls, oh my God, gorgeous, gorgeous girls. They actually this entire group, hold on, this entire group I end up serving one night, and the host was like, Maddie, you're gonna love this table. Guess what? Absolutely love this table. Still see them to this day. Got Instagrams, like numbers, going out to dinner with them tomorrow. I told them, I was like, I absolutely love you guys. Like, and even they were like, so like, are you gonna hang out with us? And I was like, wait, can we be friends? Wait, like I can be invited? Like, be excited. Get excited. Why shouldn't we? We should be appreciating people. Guys, we're all humans. We are all humans and we're all social creatures at the end of the day. Appreciate others and appreciate yourself for putting yourself out there, okay? There are a lot of ways to find community. And for me, I am sober. I have been sober for 2 months. I live in Nashville. Obviously, what do people come to Nashville to do? Drink. I've been perfectly fine not drinking for 2 months. Now, my reality is a little different than others because some people struggle to not drink. So, with that being said, there are plenty of outlets, especially in Nashville, especially bigger city, where you can look. There's meetup.com where you can look and find people to hang out with and different community events and virtual events. Like there's a bunch of different virtual events that you guys can find, especially nowadays. Everybody be on their phones. We might as well. If there's people you see on social media, reach out to them. If there's say you like knitting, say you like books, whatever, find these clubs or even create them. Why are we always waiting for other people to do it when we can do it ourselves? Just saying. I saw this in a book once and I actually really liked it. And it said, plan a game night, but leave one spot open and tell everybody to bring a friend and see who brings somebody and introduce that new person to the group. Boom, there you go. Connections, friendship. Build it. Stop. Like, even for me, when I'm like, hey, do you want to be friends? And then I don't take the steps to reach out to people, I can't expect things to change. You know, I can't expect a friendship to be built if I'm not putting anything into it. So, truly put what you want to put into it. And what you put into it is what's going to come out of it. And at the end of the day, stop being so afraid. Like, genuinely, what are you so afraid of? Yes, stranger danger. I get it. Okay. Let's maybe pick and choose. Let's maybe trust our intuition and actually like choose people that aren't going to kill us. But please tap into the fact that we are all human at the end of the day. And we all deserve to be treated like humans. We all have stuff going on. We all have lives, but we all are social human beings at the end of the day. And creating friendships, creating connections is something that is going to help benefit your life in so many incredible ways. We live one conscious life. Please don't waste it. And like I said, when you realize that the community you're surrounding yourself with is draining you, please don't ignore that. Please put the boundaries up where you need it. It's okay to say no. You don't have to say yes all the time. You do not have to be the person that always has to be there. You can miss out. It's okay to have FOMO. It's okay. But it's also really okay to not go. I remember when I finally deleted Snapchat a really long time ago, magically I stopped having FOMO because I stopped seeing it happening. You don't have to be at every event. You don't have to be at every gathering. You don't have to say yes to everything. Let yourself have time with yourself. Create a community with yourself too. Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Create a community with yourself. That part. Stop trying to overfill yourself with other people's time because you're so afraid of spending time with yourself. I know you heard that. We are all human. Please stop running from yourself. Please stop wasting your energy on other people and not protecting your energy, protecting your peace, and having those boundaries. And please start to really find what makes you happy and narrow it down. Like at the end of the day, if you say, oh, I don't know what makes me happy, but you're spending a bunch of time like researching something or reading books or whatever it is, like we all have something, whether we realize it or not. Tap into that and see where you can find a community with that, whether it's in person. I know some people live in a smaller town, so it's a little bit harder. Go virtual. Try it. Might as well. Like, truly, the world really is your oyster. Use it to your advantage. We have one conscious life, right? So let's use it to our advantage. Let's really tap into that. Yeah. And please be present, and especially be present with your community. Don't forget to appreciate the people around you and where you are in life. So, I hope that this episode was able to get a good message across. And I know I kind of jump around sometimes. This is how I am in real life, all right? I be talking, I be yapping, and I be moving around from topic to topic, okay? I'm simply just a girl. And if you don't like it, you can give me ideas. Also, honestly, please leave reviews. Like, genuinely, if you guys could help a girl out and leave reviews, I really do need reviews. And I'm really, really trying to grow this podcast. Like, I've decided I'm really about to tap in. I'm really about to lock in and get this going because I want more people to hear this. Like I said, this podcast is about inclusivity and making the world feel less lonely. So, please help me do that. Help send this to others and just really help me grow this. I've got 5 other episodes out. If you guys could take a moment to go listen, to go like, to go thumbs up, 5-star, all of the above. Working on my YouTube channel. I'm working on getting a little intro song. I'm working on getting a little logo. Like, guys, it's happening. It's been happening, but like it's really happening. And we're doing this. And I'm very excited. And I'm very excited for this podcast community that I've grown and all of the people that give me amazing feedback. And I'm just so grateful for all of you guys. So thank you again for always listening to me yap. And I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Next episode is actually going to be with a guest. So stay tuned. I'm so excited for you guys to hear that one. That one's a big one. That one is all about taking control of your life. So stay tuned. Thank you for listening. I love you. You guys are all very loved. And I hope you get outside. I hope you go do something. I hope you take care of yourself and do something different for yourself today, this week. Whenever you have a chance, just don't forget to love yourself, okay? I love you guys. Have a good day.